Hello everyone, my name is Putri Zulaiha and my friend is Nabilla Maulina Amalia. We are presenting formalism. It's actually a way of reading the beliefs the text itself is everything. So, what is formalism? Let's start with the big idea. Most theorists ask what a story means or why the author wrote it. But formalism asks how, and it focuses entirely on the form of a text, including its structure, style, and literal device, while ignoring external context like history or the author's life. So, where did this radical idea come from? It's actually come from in the 1910 to 1930 a revolutionary group in Russia called the Russian Formalists want to make a literary study as objective like studying science. So they broke away from traditional methods that focuses on biography or history. This is the most important figure, Victor Shklovsky. He gave us the most important formalist tool and introduced us to the concept of defamiliarization. To build their science, the formalists borrow a key idea from a linguistic theory, and they were influenced by Ferdinand de Saussure, who said a word's meaning came from its position in the language system. Like for example, cat means what it does because it's not back or dog. And this idea lets formalists treat a literary text as its own structure system to be analyzed. And the pillars of formalism. And this leads us to the three core pillars of formalism that supports the whole theory. First is autonomy of the text, and this means the text is the text is a self-contained object. To understand it, you only need the words on the page and nothing else. And the second is literariness. This actually the spatial literary quality. Formalists were obsessed with finding. So, what a specific device make a poem feel like a poem and not a news article. And the third pillar from Skalovsky is the familiarization, and this is the theory heard. It states that literature main object is to make the familiar strange, to break our autonomic habits of saying. So, a poem might describe a sunset in a completely new way and forcing us to actually see it again, not just recognize it.
Okay, now we go to the tools for analysis. The next question is how we do a formalist analysis in literary works, or what tools that we use. The first and famous tool is fabula and also Suzette. Fabula itself is fabula itself is the raw story in chronological order. Maybe it starts with A, then go to the B, followed by C. Meanwhile, Suzette itself is how the story is actually presented in the text and to the reader. Maybe it starts with C and then flashback to the A, but hides the B. So, the formalist task is to analyze how the Suzette transforms the fabula to create an effect like suspense or mystery. Okay, and then it requires to the second tool, which is close reading method. In this method, we must examine every word, sound, and imagery in detail to see how they work together inside the literary work. Then, it brings us to the third tool, which is analyzing literary devices and their function. In formalism, every element must have a purpose within the text structure. You may ask, what is the function of this metaphor? Or how do these sound patterns like rhyme or rhythm contribute uh, in the literary work? And also, why this point of view or this specific word put inside the word? Okay, I will give you an example how to analyze literary work using formalist approach. I will use the poem from Shakespeare, which is Sonnet 73. Okay, first we want to analyze the structure and success from the poem. The poem itself has a very clear success. It has three quatrains, and each quatrain giving a different metaphor to give an image of aging. The first quatrain uses the word late autumn and then followed by twilight, and the last quatrain uses a dying fire. And also the structure of the poem followed by the concluding couplet in the last. This structure creates a logical progression, intensifying the feeling of time speeding up. Next, we see the defamiliarization in the poem. So the author, which is Shakespeare itself, takes an abstract idea of aging and makes it shockingly concrete through vivid, tangible images like bare-point choirs or glowing aces. From that, we can feel and imagine how the old age is. And finally, we go to the function and devices. So, the entire poem is one extended metaphor. The imagery combines leafless trees with abandoned church to evoke loss. And the steady iambic pentameter sounds like a slow ticking clocks. And the words like behold make us become unactive observers. To conclude, this poem has a meaning about love and mortality that is built entirely through this formal structure. Okay, now we go to the strengths and weaknesses. Like any other lens or approach, formalism has its focus and also its blind spots. Formalism's strengths are very clear. It teaches us the careful and detailed reading. Second, it provides concrete tools for analysis. Third, it focuses on how literature creates its effect. And last, it became the foundation for many modern theories. But it also has the weakness. So, formalist weaknesses came from its strict focus. First, formalist ignores the author's intention and biography. Second, it ignores the historical and cultural context, which is it's the external context or element of the literary work. Third, it doesn't consider the reader's personal response, and sometimes it can feel too mechanical, like treating a beautiful poem like a machine to be taken apart. And then, in the end, formalism gives us a very powerful way to appreciate the words and art of literature. It reminds us that sometimes to find the deepest meaning from the work, we need to look closest at the words itself, including the form, the structure, and the artful choices that make a text truly become a literary. Okay, I think that's all. For further information and all our references, please scan the QR code on the poster or tap the link that in the below of the infographics. I think that's all. Thank you.